as I make my way. The fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.
What up, what up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you. We got a special episode today at FNT, Wednesday, April 12th. We got Bogey in the house.
What's happening? Skinny as ever. It's me, live in the flesh.
What's the over-under on the amount of times that Bogey goes into the Matrix today? Because I bet you guys will all be wrong.
I don't know, man.
Let's see what happens. They're gonna will it.
You know, Ricky makes phone calls, man. You know what I mean?
He does. He makes some.
And I know y'all noticed the drip as usual. This live stream is brought to you by our good folks at Heisman.
Hell yeah, you guys got to go make sure you get some swag from over there. Go to Heisman.shop and use the promo code 420crew and get yourself some dope swag. Me and Bogey are always rocking the headgear. I always got the white or the black hat on. Bogey's got the beanie on right now and the pullover.
I got this.
Oh, no. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I accidentally let it run in the dryer, and now it fits phenomenally.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Let's see who's up in the chat. And Ricky should be on, I think, like 2:10, 2:15-ish is the time when he said that he'll be on. So we got a little bit of time to kill. We got a little bit of news to talk about. There's not really too much, though, but we'll talk about what's out there. Let's see who's up in here. We got Derek. Salute. What up, homie?
What up, Derek?
We got Bakes a lot in the house. What up, homie? He said, what's good, homie? Shout out to the Heisman and the man, the myth, the legend, Ricky Williams. Hell yeah. And if you guys have a question that you want to ask Ricky, let's throw it in as a super chat sometime soon here, and I'll mark down those questions and we'll try to mix it in to we'll mix it into our convo that goes down here in a few. Let's see who else we got up in here. We got PB and Waivers. What up? What up? Because I was trying to be first. Derek and Bakes a lot. We're on it. Minnesota Marty, what's going down? Oh, and just a reminder, we're going to do the signed Ricky jersey raffle at the very end of the show. He's only going to be with us for like 30 or 40 minutes, so I probably won't do it when he's on the show, but we'll definitely talk about it while he's on with us. And yeah, one of the ways that you can get some entries, get into the box break. We only got 4 spots remaining. We got the Cardinals for $5, the Colts for $5, the Chiefs and the 49ers, $15 each. And for any of these that you take, you get 200 extra entries into the what's it called? Into the raffle that is going down at the end of the show. All right.
Well, it's funny. I didn't get in the group chat and say it, but like I was thinking maybe do a playmakers tonight, but I didn't end up suggesting it because one, it was last minute, but I was like, I'll just squeeze one more playmakers out in this championship studio.
Yeah, I didn't know what your schedule was going to be or if that was even feasible.
Yeah, I didn't know either because like just you know what I mean like well, one, my girl went and got her lashes done because that's hella important, right? And it was supposed to be. She usually does it around Playmakers time once every month. So it was like she had it for today, but she got it pushed up till right now. So it was like, all right. And then like Spencer, he's like, hey, I'm back, bro. I'll do Playmakers. I'm back now. And I'm like, oh, well, you know what? We'll save it. You know what I mean?
We're gonna have some good shows coming up over the next couple weeks with the NFL draft and everything. Office Depot, what up? We'll see you back here when Ricky's on. And Tino, I always get fired up for Sticky Ricky being on the show. Fully prepared this time. There we go. Can't be slacking. We can't be missing when Ricky's on live.
He's your favorite Heisman's favorite Heisman.
There we go.
Let me intro him like that. Good, right?
Yeah. Chris B, what up? Dennis in the house.
What up,
Stevie
Chris?
B? Stevie B in the house. What up, homie?
Stevie B.
Look, Office Depot. He said Ricky's 75-yard TD run against his future team, the Saints, was the bee's knees. It's funny. All right. Chaotic. What up? What up?
What's happening?
Caleb in the house. What up? I got you down for the Eagles, bro. Thanks for swooping that last second.
How you feel about my Nakobe Dean pick right there in the 12th round of the?
Oh fuck, man!
I was like,
I hate it because I was hoping.
It makes me feel good because, like,
damn it,
it's usually me calling you like, I hate you, hustler.
Damn
I
it,
forgot to pick him there.
Because I'd already pretty much what I've been doing for these drafts. Like in the beginning, I'll go through, I'll mark, maybe get my first like 10 IDPs or whatever, just to kind of have them in there whenever we start getting down there. And literally right before my last pick, I go and I put like 15 guys on here. And I was like, man, I love how far down Nakobe Dean is because motherfuckers are going to forget about him. I might be able to swoop him in a couple rounds. And damn it, the next pick.
I can't lie. It feels good because it's always the other way. It's always with me. Like, I'm like, this guy or this guy. Hustler's next after me, though. So, this guy. And then you pick the other guy. Like, I'm like,
damn it. Yeah, got me there. Nakobe Dean, his value is only going to rise. We talk about him too much. And I mean, still right now, I mean, the only way that Nakobe Dean's value isn't going to go through the roof, like draft wise, is if they draft someone in the first round who plays the exact same position as him, or if they go out and sign like a veteran to a really big contract who plays the same position as him. Other than that, I really feel Nakobe Dean's about to have like a sophomore breakout, like Jordan Brooks style. Like sophomore breakout.
Had to wait as far as Jordan Brooks, right? Like because Dean had to wait as well.
Yeah,
and like I mean, I do like that. One of the first orders of business for the Eagles in the offseason was like announcing, what to expect, and one of the things they announced was Nakobe Dean getting a starting gig early. But it felt good to hear that then not. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah. And Dennis said, I'm excited to win this signed Ricky Williams jersey. Willing it into existence. I like it.
I like your style.
Phil in the house. What up? Emil in the house. What up? And so I don't know why these I don't know why these don't pull over, but our man Bakes a lot. A YouTube member for 6 months now, and he said it's almost been a year since I found the channel. Shout out to the 420 crew and the homie Ricky. And then he said, who do you think is the best 2 RBs in the NFL? Okay. I mean, we can mix that one in. Let's get a little bit more creative. Like we can go back and we can listen to like, the previous ones that he's been in on. He always says Derrick Henry. I mean, I'm curious to see if he has, because he talked about Bijan, but in our previous episode.
Loves Joe Mixon. Skill set, situation. I want to ask him, about, what his thoughts are on players that maybe have perhaps played high. You know what I mean? Because like maybe not quite. Do you think it's a performance enhancement drug, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that they'll ever consider it that, because obviously now it's legal and they're very lenient on it. But I mean, like when you're high on the field, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And would he suggest being high on the field? I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure there's.
Because I want to ask him about Derek Wolfe, like if he heard that interview, where he's popping his Adderalls and he's microdosing mushrooms before each game.
She might even be able to play the clip, like, hey, check this out. You know what
I mean? And Marty said, Tino said, ask Ricky about being drafted by the Phillies. I mean, we talked about that before. He said that his childhood dream wasn't to be an NFL player. It was to be a baseball player. And it wasn't until like college because he'd already been drafted. He's playing minor league baseball in the off season for football. But he was just so much better, he said, at football than he was at baseball. Not like he wasn't good, but #1 running back in the league versus, you know, a random minor league, you know, player who was up and coming. Let's see. Oh, okay. That one. Did he even play with? Did he play with Jimmy Rollins? I mean, he only played in the summer leagues and stuff. Was he playing with Jimmy Rollins, or was Yeah, because I can't remember what year Jimmy Rollins was actually there. And Office Depot said LT got one of those crack in every day. Oh man.
Oh my God. Roll some more joints or something, man. We can't be not smoking when he pulls up, you know what I mean?
There we go.
We gotta, you know what I mean? We gotta show him. Ooh, how about this? High moments with your favorite Heisman's favorite Heisman.
There you go. Well, because okay, so here's one thing that I am okay. If you guys have heard of All the Smoke, we're gonna steal one of their questions, but we're gonna change it around a little bit. So on All the Smoke, that's one of my favorite podcasts.
Such a strong word.
Well, I mean, if someone just tries to say it later,
they stole it first. I think we're doing a civic duty to just
so they always ask people, who is your, like, give us 5 people who you'd want to have dinner with, like dead or alive, you know, like your ultimate like round table / dinner. And we're gonna start doing that. Give us 4 people who would be like your all-time smoke session. Yeah. And I am gonna ask him if he like what's his most memorable smoke session as well, like based on the people, based on the location, whatever.
It's funny because one of my most memorable smoke sessions is with Ricky, and I highly doubt he remembers that.
No, he said he didn't. The first time you got to ask him.
Yeah, I asked him. He's like, yeah.
No, Office Depot, not the Shea podcast. It's Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Yeah, there you go. And Steven Jackson.
Shout out.
Hey, and Stevie B. I mean, if Wikipedia says it's probably more than likely correct.
What?
that what's it called? That Ricky Williams played with Jimmy Rollins on the Phillies.
I mean,
like, he never made like the
you know, Russell Wilson played for the Rangers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Texas Rangers. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yep.
What? Oh, there you go.
I'm seeing like, and he was, I can't remember when he was drafted, but he was fucking,
Norris. I'm sorry. It was the Chuck Norris show. Walker, Texas Ranger. Well, I was like, why is that? That doesn't sound like a baseball team. But yeah.
But it is the Texas Rangers though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Marty said, what position was Ricky? I think he was a shortstop. I'm pretty sure. And Stevie B says minor league ball, so I don't know if it was before Jimmy made it, I guess. Yeah, see, and that's because it was when he was in college.
Ooh, okay.
Was when he played minor league ball, Ricky, that is. When did Jimmy Rollins break in? I mean, he broke in 2000, so I mean, I guess
You ever think about how much weight is on as far as padding goes, especially in comparison to the old days to now? Like, I wonder, like, how much weight they were carrying on them wearing the traditional football uniform back in the days. You know what I mean? Because now it's a lot thinner, and you know, a lot of players that remove as many pads as possible. But like,
I mean, there was a lot of people who were trying to wear as least pads as possible as well, right? I mean, I think the shoulder pads, I'm not sure if they were heavier or not, but it seems like now they're definitely more like, I don't even know what the word is, but they just seem like they're just more technically sound, just built a little bit more technical than they used to be. Lighter, but like stronger at the same time.
You know, it would be cool. Foam spikes.
It
would have to be foam, but it would look awesome.
So they'd be like the Legion of Boom or Legion of Doom, I mean.
No one's losing an eye.
What up, Real Deal Prime?
What up, Real Deal Prime? I like that. He's the real deal Prime. You know what I mean? Not that regular old Deion Sanders Prime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Stevie B said, my guy said the Genghis Khan.
You feel me?
And Stevie B said Mike Tyson and Ricky definitely in my top 5. Yeah, so we're gonna do like almost like a Mount Rushmore. So we're 4.
I would love to smoke with Mike Tyson because then you would know what fear is. You know what I mean?
I was so close to smoking with Mike Tyson. It's crazy how popular that. I mean, we know how popular he is, but now let's talk about popularity amongst people who are like the most popular in their industry. Because like, you know, we saw some like rich dudes with some big ass cannabis companies who were turning into like little schoolgirls when Mike Tyson was around. You know, like that's just a level of celebrity that he carries. Like people were jumping over couches and shit to try to get next to him and all that. And me and Hess were just,
I don't want to startle Mike. I don't want to surprise Mike. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't either.
You know what I mean? I think you can't surprise Mike when he's asleep. It's just like after like decades of boxing, he just has, you know, the jab just comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man, I mean, we've seen it. Like, we go watch The Hangover. Like, how far was that removed off it? It's funny. Knocks him out, and then like they feel all bad for him, but then like as soon as the moment stops, like, you see, Mike Tyson still got it right.
you see him on Norm Macdonald's joint? This is before the Toad.
I don't think so.
So Mike was still like, you know what I mean? He was still like drinking and he was high as fuck because they're like, oh, Mike smells really strong. Like, you know what I mean? And then like
weed,
you know, they're saying offensive shit because that's what they, you know, Norm Macdonald does.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. Like right near his face. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like just right by his nose.
Like Norm's doing that to Mike is what you're saying.
No, he was doing that to Norm.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, and he's like, whoa. He's like, I can really feel the air on my nose. Or she said something like that, but it's like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's one of the things, I guess, with Mike Tyson. Like, not only is he the
Mike before the Toad, too. He probably would have bit that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Don't say the wrong thing, man. Don't say the wrong thing. But that's what's so crazy about Mike Tyson. The accuracy and precision of those fists.
Because it's the accuracy of the cards.
Yeah, Dennis, that's a good one. I want to smoke weed with Willie Nelson. Yeah, I love his cameo in Half Baked. You know, it wasn't the thing to do because it was the thing to do. It was the thing to do because it got you high.
He said, you know how much a dime bag was back in the day? Like, you know how much condoms were? I don't know, we weren't using them.
Yeah, because he had to charge him $60 for an eighth, probably. That's what I'm assuming, is he was getting an eighth. And yeah, so, man, $60. I remember when a dime bag cost a dime.
Man, you're really cool, man, but I hate to do it to you, but that'll be $60.
And Office Depot said I'd approach Mike right, not like that dude on the plane. Oh yeah, and I still think that was a work, you know.
Well, that guy probably didn't press charges, and there was a whole plane of witnesses.
Yeah.
You know, Mike is one of those guys, seems like a witness would be proud to testify in Mike's behalf if it's in his favor, right? No,
right. Yeah, well, yeah, you don't want to be on the opposite side.
I didn't see a thing. I don't know who beat me up. He probably didn't file charges.
Oh man, this shit's funny. Dynasty Life Stevie said, I feel like Troy Aikman is usually high as fuck when he's on the air. I mean, some of the shit that he says makes me question if he is super high or not.
I mean, it's concussions for life, bro.
Yeah.
You know, he never knows the call, right?
Right.
I'm not sure if that's a catch, Joe. You know what I mean? Why is he not sure? I'm not sure if they're going to call that a completion. Let's get the call from Mike Barrera. I don't know if we're going to call that a catch, Mike. What do you think? And then he'll like say what it is. And then he just regurgitates it. I think that's his whole bag. He made it that far by questioning it because he honestly doesn't know. Then he regurgitates the answer that's given to him.
Oh, man.
Except for when it's like football shit, right? Well, you see, he didn't see the stunt. And then here comes a free rusher. And you know what I mean? It's like, you're like, oh, okay, he's in there. You know what I mean? You know, he's not just banking on Joe.
Oh, man.
Awesome. Joe, remember when Joe was gonna call porn? Do you remember that?
When what?
They were gonna like pay him like X amount, like undisclosed amount of millions to like call a porn.
No.
Oh, look, that's one hell of a stroke right there. He's flipping it over. They call this the Tahitian belly up.
Oh man. And Dennis, I love this. You remember when Steve-O broke his nose on Mike Tyson's fist?
Yeah.
That was funny. It was on the. I don't remember who the. Do you remember who the roast was? It was on the roast.
Was it Bob Saget?
Oh yeah, could have been. Yeah, put it in the chat. Was it Bob Saget? That totally makes sense. But yeah, and Mike Tyson didn't want to do it, and Steve-O like pretty much forced him to because Mike Tyson
He
was already in his whole Zen mode at that time.
He just put his fist out.
Yeah, well, he didn't even want to do that though, and it was Steve-O who told him. He's like, "All right, just put your arm out then."
He said,
Yeah. It's always been a dream of mine to get knocked out by Mike Tyson.
And he's like, hey, what am I gonna do? I'll put the footage in reverse.
It's funny. Office Depot remembers that, and he said Norm hated that. I remember that.
Right?
I mean, I think anybody would hate it if Mike Tyson's just like right in your face like that. Like it could be anybody, even not Mike Tyson, doing that. That shit, I wouldn't like that.
I know. I think we're fighting after that. I think that's.
Ooh, Dennis said, I thought it was the Charlie Sheen roast. You might be right about that as well. All the roasts kind of blend together for me, like because I mean they're all so similar. It's mostly the same cast of characters.
You know, when there's a roast, I'm sure there's not a list of things as the roastee you'll give to the roasters of not to touch on, right?
Yeah.
Anything, it's all free game, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone knew he had AIDS yet, because then they would have got on him. You know what I mean?
I mean, shit.
It would have been like terrible, distasteful, jokes about his terminal illness. But you know what I mean? It would have been hilarious.
All right. We only got 2 teams left. We got the Cardinals and the Colts left. $5 each. If anybody wants to swoop on those.
You're gonna pay me $5 to take those Cardinals off.
Oh man. All right. Let's see.
Ooh, what if you open it up and it's a Oakland A's, Oakland Athletics Kyler Murray rookie card, man?
Oh man.
Oh.
And what up? Rob C said, "Yo, Hustler, I need those rookie IDP videos. They're coming. I'm doing research now."
His name is Jack Campbell.
The one thing that fucking sucks about these IDP rookies is landing spots. For sure, because that's literally gonna change everything.
IDP, you want linebackers, and say, they usually are. They're usually more telegraphed because they usually go higher than linebackers. Isn't that crazy? You know what I mean?
Say that again. You were cutting in and out.
The linebackers, like you can go in the first round and still sit. You know what I mean? Because a lot of teams, they're never at a loss. You try never to be at a loss for linebackers. If you know a guy is coming up in 2 years, you might already draft your next guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like Pete Warner, for example. You know what I mean?
And Tino said, "What research? You haven't seen any of them play." All the research that comes in, including film, like on these guys, looking at a bunch of things. But yeah, I don't want to get. I don't want my shit clouded. I don't want my shit clouded.
How do you use the force?
Because
it's really like on landing spots, bro. Because you can have the most talented, like any position, have the most highly talented guy. He ends up on a shitty spot. You know what I mean? Like at least for IDPs. If you're not a pass rusher, landing on a shitty, and a lot of times pass rushers, they go high, so they end up on shitty teams, and you can't rush the passer when you're playing from behind, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like linebackers tend to be useful, like Quay Walker, who's plugging them in right away. Damn last year. He was a first rounder, so there was that. But also, he was walking into a spot they need him. He walked in, what is it, MLB? Walked in, they need him. You know what I mean?
Inside,
yeah.
Because Jack Campbell, I feel like that's the only one. Like he's the only one that I feel like at least right now, like off of the name, he's gonna get drafted high in these IDP drafts. But then, I mean, if we're talking middle linebacker, so many. I mean, he's gonna go somewhere, but he's gonna go somewhere in the 20s. Like he's gonna go in the first round somewhere. And then you got that dude Trenton Simpson from Clemson, who's either going to be a high second rounder or a low first rounder. And I mean, landing spot's going to make a difference. Like, are these guys going to get drafted to a spot where they're going to be at the top of the depth chart right away? Because if they're sitting behind guys, we're going to get these guys in our rookie drafts,
Troy
but in the startups, I mean, we're not going to be jumping for guys like that in the startups, though.
Troy Anderson, second rounder, right? Had to wait a little bit. They had Deion Jones there. They get rid of him. Then they fool around with Mykal Walker for a little bit till the kid got acclimated, and then now it's his gig. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, now we got hopes of being able to plug him in the fantasy, in our lineup confidently, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Is like, the no matter what, there's going to be those dudes who view the pass rushers that are high, like the Will Andersons, and they're going to draft them high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, not everybody's Nick Bosa, where you're going to get double-digit sacks almost guaranteed if they play a full season. You know what I mean? 15 plus even for Nick Bosa. You know what I mean? And throw in 25 plus solos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because the linebackers are going to be pretty uneventful. I mean, because I think the way that I guess. See, that's the tough part with this. Like, do we leave the edge rushers in? Do we just talk about the middle linebackers in a video? Do we include the edge rushers who are the outside linebackers, in college?
Speak in terms of 1, 2, 3. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, everything's going to be based on the way that, our
you know what I mean? So it's like, so people will, they'll have, if they are familiarized with it, they'll know that linebackers, safeties, they kick ass in IDP 1, 2, 3.
And that's what's crazy, but because it's like, as far as the NFL goes, it's almost like it's a little bit backwards, right? Because the middle linebackers, there's always going to be like 1 or 2 that go in the first round, but usually that's it. But then you get like 5 or 6 edge rushers, maybe some other defensive linemen in the mix, and then you get like 3 to 6 cornerbacks, going in the first round. Rarely do you see like safeties going in the first round. I mean, I think Kyle Hamilton last year was one of those outliers, and then he didn't even play that much. It was the second round guys who ended up, getting right in there starting. And
now we got aspirations of him being the boy. You know what I mean?
I hope he is. I've been taking him in a lot of places late just because a lot of people, think that he's not going to be the guy.
I get mad. What's funny is like whenever I can't get Hamilton, I just go, I'll wait and get Dax Hill and like Lewis Sign. Then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people just all the way forget about them. And we for a Dax Hill, there's no more Jesse Bates. That's the reason they drafted a Dax Hill and didn't pay Jesse Bates. So it's like we hope that he could be a guy for fantasy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? It's just opportunity based because I don't know shit about that guy or what his skill set is. Or, you know what I mean? It's just, and usually my approach with opportunity based, it works. You know what I mean? And maybe as I get versed more into it, I'll know. Like I'm pretty good at coordinators with defensive coordinators to know like what kind of scheme they run or whatnot. But like now get the next layer of it is knowing how good they are in coverage or how good they are at this. What's their their strengths. Where you'll know, like, oh, okay, I can avoid that guy. Like, for example, Russo, man, that's a great edge rusher because he's getting tackles. He's only moving upwards in the ladder.
Yeah, wasn't super great his first year. I mean, had little spurts in the second year though.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But you know what I mean.
Big third year jump. I mean, I think he's going to take a huge third year leap though.
Yeah. I mean, play with more. You want to know what's crazy? They didn't play with a ton of leads this year, like every single game at least. You know what I mean? Like they weren't dominating, so it's like the abandoned the and he still got 8. He still doubled up in his sack production. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Double digits for sure next year at minimum, right? 10 at minimum.
Yeah. Assuming health, but yeah, he's too fucking good. And now you give him 2 years experience going up against these guys. Because it doesn't matter how big you are, like the technique, you're going up against a 5-year vet at a tackle position, their technique's probably just going to destroy you.
That Karlaftis, George
Karlaftis, yeah.
Yeah, he's really interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because of the situation he's in. He's with Steve Spagnuolo, ultra aggressive with the pass rush. You know what I'm saying? No Frank Clark. So now it's like, it's all this kid now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe that doesn't help the kid as much because Frank Clark.
It seems like it wouldn't, right? Because people are going to double team Clark, and he's
like
getting a
there's
lot of
no
one-on-one.
way that he's not like there's no one taking in. He's the top of the depth chart. Is what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's got to take a big leap forward here in this season. That's for sure.
On a team with the best offense, so it's like, you know what I mean. You're gonna have a lot of you're gonna be playing with a lot of leads. You're gonna be able to tee off. You know what I mean? With pass rush. Yeah. Otherwise, in fantasy, if I'm not getting like a Quinnen Williams or like your Josh Sweats and you know what I mean, like as far as young guys, you know what I mean, I'll just wait for the old guys. Like I'll plug in Cam Hayward to be like, hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because really you just got to have a lot of them. I feel like that's what it is. Like if I like that, they really are DLs really are like the tight ends, and like if I don't got a Kelsey, it's like. And you play in a league with tight end spots, which we don't because we change that around because that's whack. But I would try to have like, just like 6 tight ends or whatever. And like, hopefully one of these guys will like fill the spot in all 17 or 16 weeks, whatever.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, because we don't have to have a tight end. I almost don't have any tight ends, bro, unless I have Kelsey in your formats. You know what I mean?
See, that's what's crazy. I mean, I'm a little bit of the opposite because like if I don't get Kelsey, I mean, like I'm just pushing off on all these other guys, but I will try to get a lot of these guys who are like maybe getting drafted in the, let's say tight ends 9 to 18, guys who are just on this big clusterfuck because they could outproduce these wide receiver 3s who I may have, who might have to get plugged in random weeks.
It's funny that Darren Waller's in that mix now.
Fuck yeah, he is. And he's like tight end, like 18 or 20. Like, I mean, he might be just outside of that range now.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit is funny.
They might not like him.
Yeah. All right.
I was about to bring stuff up.
Big Tons closed out the box break, so all the teams are gone.
Nice.
And he said he's all about the extra entries.
Hell yeah.
Big Tons has got the most in this one. Don't forget, by gifting a YouTube membership, you also get 300 extra entries. I got all the entries kind of queued up, except for Caleb and Big Tons. I'm going to be locking theirs in right now and adding them to the big list.
Big Tons on the big list.
Ta. All right, let's see here. Yeah, let's see. Any news even worth mentioning? It's all pretty whack today. Yeah, see, like some of the most event.
There is.
What?
Aaron Rodgers trade is not gonna happen until after the draft.
Yeah, and we knew that was a possibility. We always said that we think it's going to happen, but and then I kept saying is like, if it's not going to be a first rounder in the mix, are they just going to wait and hold out and see like maybe they can get a first round in 2024 if they can't get one in 2023? And they don't they save money if he's like a post June 1st trade?
Yep.
I don't know how much it is, but I know that June 1st is like another date where money starts changing around for some of these contracts.
Yeah, it's like one of those. It's just one of those checkpoints.
Yeah,
pun intended.
Yeah, because isn't it something with the rookies at that time as well?
It's also when franchise tags have to be signed.
Oh yeah. There you go.
The beginning of June deadline is like there's all kind of shit besides.
That's June 1st is almost like is when the season starts really getting official. Everything else is like the start of the off season and a lot of blase blah. But yeah, June 1st, a lot of shit starts really getting real.
I, for one, love the blase blah. I'm all about it.
Bakes a lot. My bad, bro. Yeah, I was. He snuck it in there. He sent me a message a little bit ago, and I was marking it down in the back, and I totally missed your comment. But yeah, he got it in maybe like 20 or 25 minutes ago.
Oh, the last team.
Yeah, the last couple. Yeah. He because he got the 49ers and the Chiefs. And then he's like, you know what? Here, just lock me in for all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, and but we are gonna start doing that. So next week, oh man, next week is gonna be fucking dope because it's gonna be the dopest box break to date. And it is gonna be we're doing the purple Panini Illusions pack, popping all those P's. I got a 2022 Don Russ Elite pack. So not the regular Don Russ that we've been doing. This one is one of the Elite packs from 2022. And a blaster box, a 2021 Panini Contenders blaster box. Yeah, Devo, you the man. All right, so anyone who leaves super chats right now, getting ready for this Ricky jersey raffle. We're doing times 10. So let's get in those super chats. Let's get it flowing.
Send him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, Tino says when the rookie deadline contract window happens. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. And Dennis said, none if the guys got tagged and haven't signed it. Okay. All right, let me get these. Devo, let's get his extra ones here.
Real Mobby.
All right. So Devo with 50 entries right there. And Crispy gifting a YouTube membership, 300 entries for my man Crispy.
Shout out to my dad, Crispy. Can you see the resemblance?
Crispy, let's get it locked in.
That's just swag. Real chicken and shrimp. We used to say, what up, Lil? Big pimpin' in a pink Cadillac. Diamond in the back. We never lack, never ever been whacked. Oh, I'm gonna miss my Friday sessions. I'm getting emotional again.
Run hella rackets with inconspicuous storefronts and other legitimate businesses distributing in the city I'm living in. We a syndicate, alphabet boys.
All right, got everyone's entries in there. Here we go. And Notorious said, laugh my ass off. What's going on? We're vibing, smoking, not too much news, and Ricky Williams is going to be coming on here in a few, so we're just vibing. Oh, and Office Depot says, sounds like some NY rap. Who is that? Oh, you can't hear me.
That's hella work at my mom's crib.
I think he's got it up too loud. He can't hear me.
My bad.
And Office Depot said, it sounds like New York rap. Who is that?
Oh, the first dude, that was my boy Irv. He's from Virginia, so he definitely got he's not a South Virginian either. You know what I mean? His fam came down from New York. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's that correlation right there. And you know what I mean? Me, when it comes to, I'm just a lyricist, bro. I'll gas on anything and everything. And I make everything into mine. Look, I took The Godfather, boom, made it into mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess some of the news that we got, speaking of franchise tags, is that Saquon Barkley does not plan to sign his franchise tag.
You know, I thought about this. I wanted to make fun of him. Okay, so he wanted reportedly, I mean, they offered him reportedly like $12 million a year with like 20 guaranteed.
Okay.
So
for what? For how many though? How many years? 4?
I know. I mean, he's a running back, so it would be like Fugazi years, right? It's just
Well,
about
yeah, it'd be like those like the Aaron Jones 4-year deal, but get out.
Yeah, it's really only 2 years.
Right.
It's like, hey, just play. But see, and then he's trying to put 2 and 2 together. Well, so that's basically like 2 years franchise tag. But it's like my thing is like, you're a running back.
Might even be more next. Well, might be more next year, but then probably not, right? Because we may get a couple of those top guys contracts changing.
He's a running back. Like if he's going to hit the free agent market, maybe he goes to Tennessee.
Yeah.
They give him money because there's no more Derrick Henry or something. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like where you need, they're accustomed to having a workhorse guy, and he, you know what I mean? Otherwise, he's just a run. It's like David Johnson all over.
Guys should just, I don't know. Like if I was a running back these days, I would try to just come in as early as possible. Just, just play on that rookie deal and then just almost be ready to bounce. Because like, man, the popularity of your name might be able to make him more than what a running back will earn in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, but
there's Twitch streamers. There's Twitch streamers that are making as much as Saquon's about to make this year.
I think Saquon, there's a lot of people that hate him because all the fucking fantasy enthusiasts, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because he was great and then he sucked and he sucked.
Yeah, and they people off and then they just fuck him.
Yeah.
I can hear a New York fantasy enthusiast from New York. Hey, fuck out of here. Fuck Saquon.
Office Depot, I like it. He said, I think Too Short is my favorite Bay Area rapper. I mean, shit. Yeah. Too Short is everyone's favorite Bay Area rapper's favorite rapper.
You heard of a great white shark? No, like a great white shark.
Oh, yeah.
The ultimate killing machine.
Yeah.
That never had to evolve.
Yeah.
Or, quote unquote, right? Just perfect. He's a great black shark.
Yeah.
Him and Snoop Dogg. You listen to Snoop Dogg's music now, you listen to Too Short's music now. You go back then, it's the same shit. Nas, he's like that. They just had it right. Never Andre Nicotina, for those that know, who he is, same thing. You know what I mean?
Because you know what? I don't think that if you got some smooth lines and a funky beat, that's just timeless. And really, it's the funky beat almost more than anything. You add in the lyrics, it really does make it that timeless.
I've been making music for a while. You go back and listen to some shit from 15, 17 years ago, type shit that I still have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my rap style hasn't really veered off because before I started recording music, this was already the cadences that I had in the pocket that you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not for those that know, everything's in a 4 count. I always come off a 1 count. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, then you know what I mean? That's how I am. And then you know what I mean? I leave gaps in my shit to put ad-libs. It's a style that I have honed, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm versatile enough that if there's a beat that calls for something different, you know what I mean? See, my point is with Snoop and Too Short and guys like that, they'll get on any type of beat and then do them. You know what I mean? Nas. That's why people
was super dope. The Mac Dre shit. The first intro that I got to Mac Dre was because he collabed with the San Diego rapper.
Oh yeah.
And everything that Mac Dre. But it was.
Why won't she? One day she don't see.
Not that one.
You never hear from us.
Not that one, but that one was super fire though. But
he's a pimp too, so you expect to hear pimpery. You know what I mean?
But I just mean most of the shit, let's say you're casual Mac Dre fan, maybe they heard the Get Stupids and the Thizzles and all the fast beat stuff. And then this one that I heard, it was called Federal. And they're pretty much rapping about the pen. And they both
is that the one that I've been down?
Yeah.
So long.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay. I'm just gonna put it on because I know a lot of people haven't heard this because it's on a San Diego Rappers album.
Okay, yeah, I probably never heard this joint.
No, I know you'll remember it.
Okay.
You'll remember it when I hear it. I know I played it.
I disagree with it.
I know I played this for you for sure. You'll remember it.
I don't know everything.
You'll remember this shit. But a lot of people watching probably have never heard this because it's on the San Diego Rappers album, Little CS, and Mac Dre didn't do anything with this after put it on nothing.
When I would hear Little CS featured on Bay Area artist shit,
yeah,
I thought he was just somewhere in the Bay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
He's one of the. Him and Mitchie Slick. They were really the ones who got. Yuck Mouth. Or not Yuck Mouth. J.O. Felony, I almost don't. He shitted on San Diego, so I almost don't even consider him.
He had a hit. J.O. Felony had that one. That shit went went crazy.
Yeah. So here you go. This is Lil CS and Mac Dre. There we go. That was his verse, anyways. But I do want to play that other one that you that you talked about, and even just fast forward it to his.
Oh my word, you'll never hear from us. You didn't know it's pimping over here with us.
I heard that song and like 2002, whenever that shit came out. Like I was really into San Diego music at that time because it was the same shit. It was all the independent. Yeah.
Simultaneous. Like, okay, look at this. Right when I got out of high school, you know what I'm saying? One of my main man, 100 grand, bro. Shout out to my man Brian, the savage, bro. But my man, he moved out to San Diego like in 8th grade or like a freshman year or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So like by the time we linked back up with him, he got the stunners on the back of his head. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And you know what I mean? He had the socks all the way up. You feel me? He's like, "What's up, homie?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "Oh, what's up, man?" And he was like, "Bro, Mitchie's the guy, bro." You know what I mean?
And she was hella dope. I met Mitchie in like 2003 or something, and he's just a regular motherfucker, you know, like, I mean, they're at some kind of show, and he was totally separate from everyone. He like wasn't hanging out, and I was like, "Hey, you want to smoke a blunt, Mitchie?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, what you got in there?" And then just told him whatever I had. Yeah. And I was like, "Man, you fuck with the medical shit yet?" And he was like, "Nah, man, what's that shit all about?" And I was like, "Man, I got a plug. We can get the medical cards for $150 and this and that."
Man, bro, I didn't even get on that shit till like 2005. The card.
Yeah.
But that's how long it took me to find one, though. That's the thing, you know what I mean? To find a doctor, I was like, you know what I mean? His name was Dr. Thomas J. O'Connell.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to him, man. He blessed a lot of us.
It was super tight. So that was, I mean, that's why we always stayed connected. He called me Alex with the card. And he was like, "Man, motherfuckers are going to be loving this shit, man. We're all about to go get the cards."
Right? Hey, listen, Mac Dre, in one of the early, because Mac Dre, he had the wherewithal. It was almost like he saw the future because, see, back then you couldn't just be having no camera. Motherfuckers be like, "The fuck you filming for?"
Right.
But he had a dude. He hired him. This dude was just,
right. Always following him, right?
Yeah, and like, he was like, "See this right here? Some granddaddy. You know what I mean? Got it right from the store." You know what I mean? And because that was like mind-blowing back then.
Could you imagine? Like, I mean, man, I'm grateful that he did that because like some of the, you know, I mean, he has the DVDs where it's like, you know, the CD and the DVD or whatever, but even that day in the life of Mac Dre, you've seen that shit, right? Like the hour documentary or whatever.
I mean, listen,
they literally just, I know you've seen it, I've seen parts of it, but they go.
I've seen like inserts because, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Early YouTube, everything was on there. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like shit. Like I just remember going back trying to catch up on certain things, like watching the United Ghettos again.
Yeah. Which I still have all those somewhere. Like they're all somewhere, like around. And but yeah, Mac Dre's just a normal motherfucker, and that's what's funny. Motherfucker goes into Lids. And he was like, "Well, can I use my Lids account so I can get the points and shit?" And she was like, "What's your name?" She's like, "What's your name?" And then he looks at the camera. Mac Dre. It was like, whatever. Like, man. And that shit was just funny. And the funniest shit to me, I'll still laugh to this day, is because the reason they go to the mall is because they go to the fucking some kind of fast food spot. And he had hella ketchup, like on something. He's eating his fries. Then he gets ketchup all over his white shirt, and he's like, "Oh, done fucked up my fit, homie. We gotta go get a new one, like right now."
You know what I'm saying? Everything's a debut. You ketchup all over your shit.
Oh man, but yeah, that shit is fucking awesome. And I remember we'd go down to Mexico. 2004, 2005 being 18, 19. And all the hip hop clubs, you know, there's like 2 or 3 of them. We'd go down there, we'd throw $20 down on the DJ and we get them to play Mac Dre Thizzle, Get Stupid, and what's it called? And Feeling Myself.
I remember I went crazy. We were in Mexico and they played Dradio. And I was like, "Oh shit!" Because you know, I'm a kid, and back then, the Bay Area used to be in the mix, bruh, in the 90s and into the mid 90s. And then you know, we didn't really have to be mainstream because we sold out here in the Bay. You know what I mean? Like shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? We were big shit out here. And then like, and went to like Mac Dre died and like and then the rise of like hypey shit, then we started getting more like commercial recognition. So it's like I'm an 18-year-old kid. I'm in Mexico and I'm hearing, Get Stupid or Dradio, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what was cool about Mexico. You couldn't go to no club and like, I was only 18 and the fucking 18 and up club was hella whack, so we never went to those. Because you could go drink in Mexico and the shit was only like 20 minutes away. We're just gonna make that trip. And but man,
you're a young man chasing the cooter too. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure Mexico is way more appealing than the 18 and up club, even if it's like those all ages. But you're in like there's a rope, you can't go past this area.
Right.
You got a wrist. You don't have a wristband. And then they look, the ones that don't have a wristband or they do, they look at you like, oh, you child. Let me go order my fucking the liquid cocaine. I'm thinking of the most ignorant drinks when you're young.
Office Depot said I lived on Broadway between between Mont and Kearney for 15 years. Learned all the hits walking to work.
Nice.
So where is that? I know in the Bay Area somewhere.
I was assuming the city.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, put it in the chat because they got a Broadway everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. Literally Broadway in every city. But yeah. Was he in the Oaktown? Was he in San Fran? Was he somewhere in the Bay? Let me see. AJ in the house. What up?
What up, AJ?
Those are words you never.
Hold on. And so yeah, this is the album is Secret Congregation, which is a super fire album. If you're into some pimp shit, and it's Sugar Free, Better Bossolini, and Magnificent. Those are like the main three who put this all together. Sugar Free is the one putting the youngsters on, and they're like younger pimps from San Diego, and they linked up with Sugar Free, and that's pretty much all they did after that. I mean, they're just a lot of underground rappers, but this album was fire.
I heard some new shit from Sugar Free not too long ago. Actually, I don't know how new it was, but one of my niggas pulled up. He was like, "Listen to this dude, Sugar."
I mean, that's what's cool about Sugar Free is he never had to change his style.
He's one of them great white sharks. He got his own pocket. Yeah. That's, you know what I mean? Like it's like just a fly way of saying like rap style. You know what I mean?
It's one of my favorite quotes from Sugar Free. They were like, "You ever have any problems with money?" He's like, "The only problem I ever had with money is like when it gets like this thick, it makes it real hard to fold it up and put it in your pocket."
Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're Jabos back in the days. You know what I mean? Big old ignorant pockets.
Oh man. Makes a lot said liquid cocaine was my birthday shot shooter until I turned 24. Makes my liver hurt just thinking about it.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I'm trying to think of one of the young ignorant drinks that we used to drink when you first get into the club. You're like, okay.
I can't even drink vodka like at all. Like just any type of vodka, like almost like makes me regurgitate instantly.
Never see. Here's my thing. It was like my girl was never the drinker. Like I always drank, but we drank like heathens. You know what I'm saying? We drank 40, and then we drank like we graduated to like Heineken's and Hennessy, and you know what I mean? And then when we started going out, it was actually my girl. She was like, get me a bottle of Patron. So we always pregame. She's like, give me a bottle of Patron Silver. And I remember I was in the store, I was like, give me the Patron. And the dude was like, which one? And then what she said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the dude behind me. He's like, I think you want the silver, bro. yeah, give me that silver. And it's just been my shit ever since. I always fucked with tequila, but I never knew, like, I always thought like that clear shit was like some pussy shit. Like, nah, that shit, you know what I mean? Right. Matter of fact, I come to learn that dark liquor is the devil. You know what I mean?
It's funny. Tino says Long Island all day until I grew up. I'm still
right. Because you wanted to sound like you knew what you were doing at the bar or when you were at a restaurant ordering drink. Yeah, let me get a Long Island.
I'm still on it though. I'm still on those Long Islands though. Like, why fuck around, right? Like,
you have one and catch a cool buzz, but it's like when I remember what was my cousin's wedding? It's open bar. So I'm just like hella Long Island. I'm fresh 21. I'm hella Long Island iced tea.
Knocking them back.
Yeah. We were in Hawaii. I'm like, put one of those umbrellas on my shit. You know what I mean? I wake up the next day wounded, bruh. And then, you know what I'm saying? And that was the first lesson.
What up, Bandy? Shout out to the 4th and Flex crew. What up, homie?
Shout out to 4th and Flex. But you know, the motherfucker goes, he's like, my cousin was like, bro, he's like, all that syrup shit, bro, and all that fucking, he's like, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's that kidney aches, bro. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? You know, whether he wasn't a doctor, but he clearly diagnosed it correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Hennessy, when I used to drink Hennessy and Coke all day. Hennessy and Coke back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Double Hennessy and Coke, like, you know what I mean? And just be like fucked up in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, y'all shaking this shit. You know what I mean?
You know, was the ghetto drink that I remember because of the dude Big June, the one who the can we just smoke a blunt? That little insert, that motherfucker. He was on the Hennessy and chocolate milk. And
that's some Beatles shit. The
yeah.
Beatles, milk and brandy. Make sure.
And that shit was good. It was almost too good. I mean, because I wouldn't drink a bunch. I mean, that'd just be too much with like drinking multiple with the milk. But I guess it got to a point where I was just trying to drink Hennessy straight. It was like anything else.
I drink like a broad. I'm proud to say it because this is funny because it's like my homies always make fun of me because when I'm in the club, I just drink shots of Patron and I'll drink either Tito's cranberry or Kettle One cranberry, or if they got plain Ciroc.
Okay.
Cranberry.
Yeah.
And if all you drink Cosmopolitans, bro, you're gay. Fuck you. Because you know what? There's a logic. I wake up in the morning. I'm not all. I don't got the shakes, and I'm not all fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's Tron with the lime. You feel me? And then I'm drinking cranberry and vodka, and then this motherfucking cranberry in my mind is cleansing me. You know what I mean?
And even then, like if we ever hang out together, like I will not do shots of like anything, like whatever it is, I'm sipping it slow because it's usually going to be good stuff. So yeah, if it's like tequila, I mean, man, I'll just be sipping that tequila slow. If it's a Hennessy, I'll just be taking it slow. And any type of vodka, I'm probably passing on.
I need to learn different speeds because it's like, you know what I mean? Like we just go. Remember that first night when we were at Tao?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, all right, I'll get the first round because that's my move. I'm gonna get the first round. And then I'm trying to pay. He's like, nah, man. And Kev's like, friends, fucking
open bar.
It's open bar, man. And I'm like, oh, word. Yeah. So I get another one, and I'm getting like double.
Double fist. I mean, pretty much all double fisting, right?
Yeah. What did they have? They had it was like Casa Migos. But they had some good tequila, whatever it was. I was like, give me it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just the double shots, and you know, just raw. You know, when you do one of those, you take the shot, you raw. No one can hear me unless you're next to me because the music's hell loud. Yeah, and I'm just, ooh, I'm back. You know what I mean? I was like, ooh, and then it was just on, and then like kids like, you better slow down, bro.
Yeah,
he's right.
Because I was sipping the rum and cokes, and those things were like. Those things were not strong at all.
The dude was blessing me because right out the gate I tipped him a down.
Oh yeah, you threw a 20 down, right?
Yeah, because that was the smallest bill I had though, and you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, give me some change. I'm still a COVID fucking germy.
Yeah,
so that change. You know what I mean? Here's a dub. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It worked tenfold. I mean, it worked double, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And he was like just that little section off to the side. Like everyone was like all crowded on this other side. I just go to the other side. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And those guys knew how to throw a party. That was a fun party.
I mean, shit.
And it was dope because, like, I mean, yeah, it's the Tao and everything, but I imagine on a normal night, there's like double the amount of people in there, right? Or like some shit like that.
I heard a Diplo, but then it was like when I said it out loud to around my daughter, she's like, "You're gonna see Diplo?" Like, I was like, "Oh, word." Yeah, I'm seeing Diplo. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then my cousin Francis, you know, the one he's a dancer and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, "Bro, Diplo's so hard, right?" I'm like, "Right." Because he was so tight, man.
That was a dope ass
show.
We
were just shrooming, bro. Like, because it was hella tight.
Yeah, it was a dope show. The shrooms probably enhanced it, but
it was me and my old neighbor. Shout out to Eric, man. Shout out to AG. You know what I mean? It was me and AG. It's funny because AG, he starts off his night. I'm like, I give him, you know, like, you know, you give me the bag of shrooms, so I just put a bunch in my pocket. And I tell him, and I give it to him. I'm like, yeah, just grab a bunch more. And then when I look back, he's just chewing them. You know what I mean? I'm like, you ate all of it? He's like, yeah. I was like, food. But, I already gave the bag back. And I'm like, well, you didn't eat no more now. You know what I mean? And he just glomped the whole handful that he took. Like, this guy's crazy. So he was on, bro. And you know what I mean? First time partying in Vegas for him. So he just kept grabbing me, bro. It's the best night of my life.
I mean, that's what's funny. Of all my Vegas adventures, I've never gone clubbing in Vegas. The only time I was, they were going to charge us so much because we were wearing Jordans. I mean, even that we're rocking fly Jordans, like.
See, what's crazy? For being from the Bay is so ignorant because I would be like, man, there's nothing right here. Throw the money on the ground. Man, with my J's. Man, fuck. My shoes. Because I've been looking at my J's all stepped on and shit.
The one time I did it crazy was when I threw a going away party for myself right before I went on house arrest. Dropped like somewhere between 4 and 5 G's, but like it was they said we were the highest table of the night,
party, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we had some NBA players there, like some former like SDSU players there, some people there who were on the SDSU squad, and yeah, it was wild. I just remember I wanted to stand on the couch for whatever reason because it just made me bigger than everybody. And the security guard like asked me, he's like, "Hey man, can you get off the couch?" And I was like, "Man, after all this money that I'm paying for this shit, I'm gonna stand on the couch." And he was like, "Well, can you tell your friend to get off the couch?" I was like, "Man, I'm not gonna do your job for you. Tell this bitch ass to get off the couch."
Well, what you pay for? Get your ass off the couch. I bought this couch. Hey, when I leave too, I'm like, hey, get my couch. You see 2 motherfuckers are carrying that shit. Let's go. Get my couch.
Oh man.
I that shit.
Yeah, for however much we spent, we ended up getting a couple free bottles because my friend actually worked there. So like everything we already got cheaper than what it was. And yeah, it was wild though.
So this is why I love Sagittarius, right? Because it's my sister's homie, my older sister's homie. And like we partied with him a couple times. He was like a promoter. And there's this club out here called Club Wet, right? It's like a story joint.
Sorry to cut off your story, but you wanna intro our guest, Bogey?
Ladies and gentlemen of the 420 crew, it's your favorite Heisman's favorite Heisman, Ricky Williams.
What up, Ricky?
I'm doing all this.
What up?
Welcome back. How you doing?
I'm great. I moved. So a lot of change going on.
You still in LA, or you moved?
I moved up to Grass Valley, so right outside of Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because I'm moving up to Elk Grove this Friday. So
that's right down the street.
Yes,
I drove by the airport the other day.
Like a calendar year ago, you know what I'm saying? The universe blessed us, you know what I mean? And our house is done being built, and you know what I mean? So we're moving in this Friday.
So we'll be neighbors, kind of.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? And I know a bunch of the premier weed brand out there. You know what I'm saying? That would love to bless you with some flour. You know what I mean?
Oh, good. I'm about out. So
yeah. Shout out to Ellis Greens. You know what I'm saying? My homie Kev out there in Sac. That's why I'm
excited. Hey, reach out. I'll run down the hill today and grab something.
yeah, sure. I'll at him. You know what I mean? I'll pass the good. You know, maybe Huss, if you want to, you know what I mean? Because you got Kev's line too. If you want to send the message, you know what I mean? I know Kev would be all about that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe he gets to check out their whole setup and everything because I want to check it out. Like they grow some premier buds over there.
Oh yeah,
and we're always looking for new cultivation partners. So if it's fire, like maybe we can put
it's the one. It's
Heisman sticker on it.
Yeah, hell yeah. That'd be awesome. And what up, Crispy? Yeah, Ellis Greens. Ellis, Ellis. Tino, yeah, Ellis Greens.
Yeah.
So Ricky, I wanted to ask you. You were in Vegas recently, right? At the Chamber of Cannabis.
Oh, I love it, man. I love Danny.
Tell me about
and Tina.
that.
I love Danny and Tina and what they're doing. And I mean, I went there a couple of years ago to speak the first time, and I was blown away because a lot of people have these chambers and they try to do community, but they're really doing it. You know, it's not just a party. Like they talk about the politics of cannabis and what they can do as a group in their different sectors to support what benefits the whole group. And I think especially when you get into business, it typically triggers competition. You know, I'm sure there's competition there, but also when they come together as Chamber of Commerce, they really do put their individual stuff aside and really come together as a group. So it was an inspiring experience. You know, every time I speak there, I almost feel like I'm like preaching it to the choir. Or I'm speaking at church because it's that community feel, and they're all passionate about cannabis.
Yeah, I didn't know about this, and one of my friends told me about it. And had I known that, he told me like the day of, like an hour before it was going to go down, I probably would have went. I mean, it seems, for everything that I was reading, seems like a really, really good community to be a part of.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you're in Vegas now, so you should definitely be a part. Next time I'm in town, I'll hook you up with Danny and Tina, the women that run it.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. And how often are you speaking there? Is it like a normal thing or kind of just here and there?
I'm guessing I'll probably do once a year. But I'd like to, I mean, we're coming to Vegas in the next couple of months, definitely before football season. And so I think when Heisman's established there, we'll be part of the chamber. And I'm looking forward to becoming more politically involved, because I know I have a platform with fans, but I realize also I have a platform in speaking with politicians, because I'll be 46 next month. And so for a lot of the politicians, I'm even older than some of them. So I know a lot of them know my story and have watched me go through what I went through. And I think for me to speak passionately about my experience with cannabis, I think can make a big difference.
For sure.
Yeah. You're like it's like a revolutionary of sorts. You know what I mean?
100%, 100%. Yes, we need revolutionaries. Otherwise, we still be living in caves.
Damn right. Yeah, and we do want to see it get federally legal and all that and everything change. So, yeah, it'd be awesome to see you and at the forefront of all that. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, and it'll be nice to have a voice, because the legislators who are making the laws, a lot of them have never used cannabis before, and so they don't know, and they do depend on testimony. They depend on people telling their story and telling authentic, heartfelt stories. And I think just in general, one of the things we talked about at the meeting was, everyone in their own personal life, you don't have to be like trying to sell people on cannabis, but at least you don't have to lie. You can share your own experiences of like what each of us gets out of it. And I think that's kind of what I advocate, just people being honest. There's so many people who could receive just a better mood. Some people that we know would just chill the fuck out if they just be open to taking a 5 milligram gummy, something simple like that.
That's for sure. That's for sure. You guys, you're doing a bunch of stuff in Arizona. You guys, 420 Arizona is going down, right? What's the plans there?
Yeah, so Arizona is like we launched in Arizona right before the Super Bowl, and I think we found like a secret sauce there. We found a cultivation partner who, obviously all of our partners are going to grow fire, or we're not going to work with them, but they're growing organically. And I, since I've been, getting on my game, I can tell like flower that's grown with love and grown organically, you can taste the difference.
Yeah.
And they're able to do it at a price point that makes sense for consumers. And so we're killing it in Arizona right now. And so 420 is like our major holiday. It's our major holiday for the year. And so we said, where do we want to spend it? And we're supporting Arizona because they're showing us love.
And they're the new kids on the block too, right? You know what I mean? Since this year, is it right?
They opened up last year for fully recreational, but they've been medical, solid medical for almost 6 years. 6 years.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Arizona would have been the first medical state, even before California. But the way that they wrote the law was that doctors could write a prescription for marijuana, but doctors can't write prescriptions for marijuana. So that was like, it was one of those things that couldn't happen by the way that it was worded. So glad they're on it now.
About time. So I'm curious. I want to ask you guys, like, for fantasy, like what do you guys do in the off season? Like, how do you prepare in the off season? What's it about?
So we're doing drafts right now. That's one of the things that we're doing. A bunch of drafts, just keeping the juices flowing, making sure that we're following all the news of all the players signing, all the players getting traded, all the rumor mill and all that. And then now it's going to be a lot of the NFL draft, you know, paying attention to that, seeing where a lot of these guys are going to actually land.
Yeah.
Man, how often do rookies like drafted in the first round?
Not too often. Not of like the startup drafts. No, just not.
It's like they really gotta be like
A Saquon, a Zeke.
Can you guys think of any examples of rookies that have gone in the fantasy draft first round?
Zeke.
Najee was going in the first round. They gotta be guys that are drafted usually in the first round of the NFL draft.
Like Zeke, like when Zeke got drafted in 2016, he was running behind that line that just produced a 1,000-yard season out of McFadden, right? Darren McFadden. And then the year before that, it was the crazy DeMarco Murray year. You know what I mean? And so it was like Zeke being drafted with a capital. He was drafted at the fantasy enthusiasts were like, oh, we're taking him in the first round, because he was going to walk into this role behind that line, and it paid dividends. And then because of guys like Zeke moving forward, if there was these first round running backs, but there was the bust ones, quote unquote, like a Rashad Penny, right? Rashad Penny, first round Seahawks in 2018. And then, people not necessarily pulling him up in the first round in drafts, but pulling him up, too high. You know what I mean? Like, so he becomes a bust.
But it's mainly running backs, right? Because they're safe, because that you have to turn around and give them the ball, whereas the receivers,
you learn the system, learn the coverages in the NFL too. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Even some receivers that are like awesome in college, you know what I mean, and don't know about, like, you know what I mean, or they're not accustomed to getting 2 feet in like that. I remember Zay Jones watching. It took him a while to figure that out. You know what I mean? You'd always be, oh, touchdown. Oh, he stepped on the line.
IDP, any first round potentials there?
Nah, just because you don't have to draft defenders that high, even though they're going to be scoring the points. It's one of those things. I mean, it's the reason why NFL doesn't draft a bunch of running backs in the first round, because you don't really have to. Maybe there's one guy, maybe sometimes there's randomly 2 guys, but we were even trying to think, like, who are the first round drafted running backs over the last couple years? And guess you got to go back to 2017 to where you get like a handful of them in the first round.
Yeah. Fournette, who was it? CMC,
Lenny.
Yeah. Cause Fournette was the first running back off the board that year, right?
Yeah, he was like number 4. Yeah. Where do you think Bijan goes? I mean, you've been talking to us about Bijan since last year, and he's definitely, he's the highest touted running back, and he's the only guy who I think's even sniffing the first round.
Yeah, I think he'll go top 15.
Okay.
I think he will. He's got so much upside. I mean, as long as he's convinced that the NFL that he's durable, he could do so many things. It's cliche to say it because I heard people say it about me, but he really, like, when you're around, he's got good size and he's quick, and he's got like that lateral movement and explosion like Reggie Bush. So he's on it.
I really think it's going to be someone trading with the Eagles and jumping up and getting the rights to him at the 10th overall.
If the Eagles got 2 picks in the first round, like, if they go Bijan, then the fantasy community is like taking them in the first round for sure. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt.
Someone better take Bijan. I'm gonna join a fantasy league this year, and I'm taking Bijan on my first pick.
Yeah, no. We'll get you into one with us. We're gonna be hosting hundreds of them, so we got to spot for you in at least one of them.
Yeah, that'll be fun, dude.
Yeah. What up, Big Tons? Oh yeah, and Ricky, check it out. We always do raffles on the show here, and I was able to acquire one of your signed jerseys. It's the Miami colors, and we're doing the raffle here at the end of the show.
Does it have a cannabis inscription?
No, it's you know what? Let me pull it out so we can see the autograph on here. I'm pretty sure it's just you. I'm pretty sure it's just the signature. No.
So, I'm sure you've seen them where I started smoke weed every day or puff run.
Those are the best ones. Yeah, this is one just with
smoking bowls, split joints, not clues. That's the fantasy one.
That's my favorite one, the grass over turf.
Hell yeah.
That's a classic right there.
Hell yeah. And okay. I know you've done all the smoke and all that. We're stealing one of their questions and we're switching it around.
Yeah, stealing such a strong word.
Yeah,
we're running with it.
I love it. If you were gonna have just the best smoke session, you get to pick 4, dead or alive. Who would be your 4 to have that ultimate smoke session with?
Bob Marley would be first.
Nice.
Martin Luther King Jr. would be 2. Jim Brown. I want Jim at the table.
Nice.
And number 4, Beyonce.
Oh, all right.
Beyonce would probably be the one too. Like, let me roll a blunt, show you guys how to roll a blunt. Ass wood.
I could do it with these nails. You guys ain't got nothing on me.
Right?
That'd be funny. And John said, would love a Sticky Ricky autograph. So if you gift a 420 crew membership on YouTube, you get 300 entries into the raffle going down. And if you do any kind of super chat, you get, if you do a $5 super chat, you get 50 entries. We're doing times 10. Everyone likes your Beyonce. Zeb said Beyonce fire. And Tino said, fuck Beyonce. Such a good choice.
Right?
Yeah, because I was going through and I was like, this is only dudes. It's not going to be that interesting if it's only dudes at the table. So I was like, who? And Bay was the first one that came to mind.
I like it.
If it's like dead or alive, I would want to like go back to and it'd probably be like, I don't know, maybe like one of them pharaohs or something. I need to know the knowledge.
I thought about that. Yeah, I'm trying to think who would it be.
I couldn't think of any off the top of my head. I'm like, but you know what? My list was fire.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
my list was like,
Bob Marley, great choice. Oh yeah. Definitely want to smoke a big ass blunt with Bob.
Cheech and Chong, Ricky Williams, Woody Nelson.
I think Bob smokes spliffs, so you got to be ready for the tobacco if you're smoking with Bob.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that's rough.
In the government yard in Trenchtown.
Oh man, you the man, big tons. What up, kidda? And yeah, Zeb said Bob Marley and Jimi Hendrix. That'd be dope.
Jimmy, yeah,
that'd be nice. What would you say in real life? What was your best? What's the most memorable smoke session you can think about? Whether it's people that you were with or location.
You know, it's interesting because even before, so I became a smoker. You know, I smoked before, but I became a smoker when I was playing for the Saints when I was in New Orleans. And it wasn't my first year, but my second year. My second year, I broke my ankle on my 1,000th yard. Man, I was heartbroken. Broke my ankle on my that'll get you to start smoking. Broke my ankle on my 1,000th yard, and at the same time, I had a friend move in who was a smoker. And so every night I'd just be like, Telly, roll up. And so it became part of my everyday routine. And about that time, Snoop was traveling around the country doing Girls Gone Wild. And he was on Bourbon Street. And so, you know, I was young, hanging out with Snoop on Bourbon. And the thing about Snoop, and I'm realizing this is what I can offer other athletes, is because I was with Snoop, I was smoking a blunt out in public and nobody said shit. I mean, it was before like camera phones were a big thing, but still just having that experience, you know, being out on Bourbon, smoking a blunt with Snoop. That's probably number one. Number two, this was a couple months before I retired. I was Super Bowl was in Houston, and some Texas alumni threw a big party where Willie Nelson performed. And really good friend of mine is really close with Willie, and so I got to go on Willie's bus and just like kick it and chill and like talk life, talk music, and smoke. Nice. But this was right at the end of the football season, and I was in the drug program, so my tolerance wasn't very high. So, you know, I was just hanging on. I was just hanging on.
Oh man.
I would imagine Willie Smoke Strong.
Oh, does he? Does he?
Yeah, he was on my list too. Guys, I would love to burn with and just hear him chop some game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Redwood Cultivation, they're a sponsor of the show. They're always giving me dope tree to smoke with you guys. Willie Nelson is one of the brands that they cultivate for here in Nevada.
Nice.
Hell yeah, yeah, and yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's Redwood Cultivation and Heisman that's getting together on this. I know
I was gonna say, hook us up. Hook us up. I mean,
the talks have already happened. I'm not sure how far they are into the process, but the talks have already happened for sure.
So I'm always, I mean, that's what I do. As the brand, I go around the country and I find fire, find fire. Because the brands, they're just trying to sell their flower, and the consumer doesn't know who's really about it, so I feel like that's my job.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of the brands that they already work with, they work with Willie Nelson, with the Tyson 2.0, with the Cheech and Chong, and then with Cookies out here. So, yeah, I know the talks have already happened. I'm super excited for whatever happens from that because they got the fire out here.
Yeah, and I'll definitely holler at my man from Ellis Greens out in Sac. You know what I mean? Make sure you guys touch base.
Yeah,
that could be something that could happen there too.
Yeah, please,
for sure.
Yeah,
I'm just so just a little astrology is right now. I'm going through like a Venus time. In mythology, Venus was the goddess of love, beauty, art, and all that stuff. But Venus times really are a time like where we need connection. It's a time where you find your people, people that feel good to be around. And so I'm all about connecting to people and seeing like who my people are.
It's really powerful to me right now because I've been getting emotional. It's like a run-on joke. I'm getting emotional about moving from my city. You know what I mean? Because I've been here all my life, moved everywhere, but always came back. And this one's, we got a house for the fam. You know what I mean? We own shit now. You know what I'm saying? And but moving there is because that's where all my family's at. You know what I mean? My sisters and my parents, and what I mean, they've already, a bunch of my cousins, some of my best friends, what I'm saying. So it was like just to hear you say that, because a transition is always tough, and I'm all about ripping band-aids off, but this one's been anticipated for a year. You know what I mean? Maybe even 7 years, because it's just that's how long our 5-year plan took. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and it just that really, you get messages from the universe. So I thank you for that. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I mean, that's what I do all day, trying to get messages from the universe.
We're in that Venus thing right now. You feel me? I love it. And I love. I'm all about that because that's why I'm doing that.
Yeah, and I did I was messaging him behind the scenes, and he said, yeah, he's got you. Good to go.
Okay, perfect. No, I was gonna say I can tell just from your vibe, Bogey, that you got a strong Venus. I guarantee if I looked at your chart, Venus would be like boom.
For sure. I've been told that before. Because I am a Sagittarius, but man, it's crazy because my girl, she's actually done one of those like a similar type of reading, and she got a bunch of Sagittarius traits too. But she's an Aquarius. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I need to do a deep dive. My mom, every time I ask my mom, it's funny because the time changes. It's always after midnight though, right? So I was born early, like in in the AM. Oh, it was 2 a.m. Like, no, Mom, I need the exact time. I don't know, 1:50. I'm like, no, Mom, you can't guess.
She was busy. She wasn't looking at the clock.
Exactly. So long ago. That's what she tells me. Thank you, Mom.
So Ricky, I heard about this. I might be butchering it the way that it is, but like the Eastern astrology versus Western astrology, so what's the differences there? Because my son's a Capricorn in this Western astrology, but then we look at the other chart, and I'm a heavy Sagittarius and Aquarius, which I always kind of connected with those ones already.
Yeah, makes sense. So the difference is the technical term is sidereal astrology and tropical astrology. Okay. Sidereal means it's based on the constellations. So in sidereal astrology, we say the moon is in Taurus. When you look up in the sky, you'll see the moon, and behind it, you'll see the constellation of Taurus. Oh, there it is. You can see it.
Bye.
Tropical astrology is based off of the seasons. So in tropical astrology, we say 0 degrees Aries is the first day of spring. Okay. But because of something technical, okay, because of something called the precession of the equinoxes, where the first day of spring is in the zodiac, it moves back 1 degree every 72 years. So when people say we're in the age of Pisces or we're in the age of Aquarius, this is what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. And so about 2,000 years ago, about 2,200 years ago, the zodiacs were aligned. So the tropical and the sidereal were the same. But because the tropical moves back a degree every 72 years, it's moved 30 degrees. So it's moved from into the sign of Aquarius. So we're in the age of Aquarius, right? And this difference is the difference between the two zodiacs. And right now it's about 24 degrees, give or take.
Really interesting. Vanessa was telling me a bunch about this, and I didn't really understand it too much. And then there's a place where we can get the chart read, and it's crazy. Mine and her chart are like literally the exact opposite, like super. Yep. Yeah.
Yep. My girl's OCD loves to clean up, and hey, what do you know? I love making a mess.
Right, because there's no mess, there'll be nothing to clean, and then she'd be bored. We can't have that,
right?
Look at that. You know what I mean? 4 kids later, and now we're moving into a house.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing about astrology, and just to say my piece here, is one of my missions in life is to change astrology, is to make it not so much about signs, but to make it about planets. Because when we talk about signs, right, I'm like, I'm not an Aquarius, so he's not talking about me. But if we're talking about planets, all of us have all the planets. And so it's a conversation that we can all be involved in and we can all learn something from.
I like that.
Because I mean, pretty much everything with the houses. I mean, at least from what little I know, 8 houses and different planets inside the houses, but planets do pretty much rule it all, right, in this world?
Yeah, planets rule everything. Planets rule, because the planets represent our instincts. Our instincts. You know, I've been talking to people about this because I do readings all the time. I'm talking about like the killer instinct. You know, if we're watching sports, you know, we see a linebacker, right, you got a killer instinct. You know, we get excited about it. We celebrate it, you know? And I like using the word instinct because it's something that's deep inside of us, but we also recognize it's something that has to be refined. It has to keep refining itself. Because, you know, if you got kids and you're on the playground and you see the little kid with the killer instinct, that's the kid that you got to protect your kid from.
You're right.
That's the one where you're like, oh man, I had one like that. I was like, we can't take
to tribal, so to speak.
Exactly. And so instincts are something that through life's experiences we refine. You know, like the mating instinct, right? When I was young, I used to only go for a certain type of girl, and then I realized that's not my type. So that mating instinct, it had to evolve too, right? Thinking, right? Thinking is an instinct, right? The way we think about things, the way we put things together, that has to be refined too. And so when you start talking about the planets, we can all relate because we all have these instincts. We all have the same instinct.
And what would you say when it comes, let's bring it all the way full circle back to NFL and to guys who may be some of the best that have ever played the game? What was a big constant with their planet?
Mars.
Mars.
It has to be Mars, because Mars is the killer instinct. And so Mars is our ability in a stressful situation to think straight and to perform. It's courage. And if you're scared, you're not going to be successful, right? I've seen so many great athletes. You know, this is a common story, okay, in high school, right? The best athlete in the school, okay? Coach finally convinced them to come out for the football team, okay? First 2 weeks of practice, right? We're in shorts. He's killing everybody. Killing everybody, okay? First day of pads, okay? He runs a slant, comes across the middle, okay? He didn't come to practice the next day, okay? Right? He's stuck with football, right? That's Mars, okay? If you don't have that, I don't care. You're not going to make it. You can't even be a kicker without a Mars, right? You can't do it. You can't do it.
I mean, kickers got it. Kickers is that last line of defense when that punt return is coming. You know what I mean?
And even more so, just being around like athletes, being around football players, is Mars teases. You know, they're gonna like poke fun at you, and if you can't take that, it's kind of like a weeding out process.
Mhm.
If you can't take that, then they're gonna get rid of you.
Yeah.
And so people that don't have a strong Mars, they couldn't survive in the locker room. They wouldn't be able to.
So it really is the strong survive. I
Those are
mean,
the ones that become the anonymous tips.
so how's Mars correlate with your chart?
I have a strong Mars. I mean, so here's an example. Okay, here's the Mars influence. Okay, it's 4th and 2. Okay, and the coach is like, who do we give the ball to? Okay, that's Mars, right? Who is just gonna run right through the wall? That's Mars. And so, not all football players, right? There's a range. You can tell the football players who have the strongest Mars. You can see it on the film. They're explosive, right? Pah! Anyone that's explosive, Mars rules guns, weapons. Anything that's explosive, that's Mars. That's why football is such a Mars. And even if you think of cultural Mars, right? People come to a football game, they get all their passion out, they yell, they scream. Okay, that's Mars, right? So football, sports, but football specifically is like a Mars ceremony for our culture. It gives expression where we celebrate Mars by watching sports.
I like it.
And again, Mars is a planet, but the planet was named after the god of war. So it's not like we're talking about a planet. We call it a planet, but before Mars was a planet, Mars was the god of war. And what the ancients noticed is that and Mars has an orange tinge to it. If you go outside tonight, you'll see Mars. It's a little orange planet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they noticed that whenever that orange planet was right over above head or doing something, right, there was war. There was always aggression. And so Mars got the nickname of the god of being the planet because they always noticed it corresponded with war. And if you get on Leela, if you get on my app, you'll see anytime you and your girl are in a fight, you're going to look on Leela and you're going to see Mars. Either in your chart or in her chart is activating something. Because in our lives, when we go through a Mars time, we got to express passion. You know, also like, you know, people, your friends who have to go to the gym all the time, right? Look at their chart, you're going to see Mars. That's Mars.
Tino said Ricky's talking me into getting a Mars tattoo.
Be careful, though. If you get a Mars tattoo, you're inviting more Mars into your life. Also, the image of Mars is the erect penis. You know, when I'm talking to someone about Mars, I say Mars is a planet of being hot. It's the hot planet. Okay, so hot can come 2 different ways. One is someone pisses us off and we're hot. That's Mars. Other times we see somebody and we're like, damn, she's hot. Right? Anything like that.
In
right?
heat.
In heat, that's Mars, right? Because you need Mars in order to ejaculate, right? There's energy.
It's so funny because that's my girl's nickname is Mars. Like, that's her actual nickname.
She don't play around. We already know.
You know,
In a woman, right? If you start dating a woman and she's like tugging on you, right? She's going after it. That's Mars. Mars is a part of us that goes after things.
I'm all about that.
And it's funny because women have Mars too, but men are trained to be Martian. Women are trained that they're not supposed to be like that. So women that have really strong Mars, sometimes they go into sports, you know, otherwise they don't really have acceptable ways to express that in our culture.
Yeah.
Strippers, like, right? Prostitutes, Mars, right? The energy has to go somewhere. No judgment. That's real. The energy has to put on this planet to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Prostitution is the oldest, what is it?
Oldest profession.
Oldest profession in the book. There it is.
And if you think about where it came from, prostitution, it was really to serve military, armies, Mars. Okay? Because Mars, people in the military, they get all that Mars energy, right? There's probably a lot of ejaculations in the military.
And the
Japanese, they have, remember, what is it? The Japanese, they do like the group ejaculation, the bukakis.
Yes.
A bunch of Mars right there.
A bunch of Mars right there. Yes.
And Chris, we said women are from Mars, right? Isn't that what it was? Is it men are from Mars?
From Venus. So men are from Mars, women are from Venus. This is kind of like, this is where that mythology comes from. Is if we were talking about Venus, we would be saying the opposite. Is like Venus people spend a lot of time in the mirror. you know. And if you're a dude, spend a lot of time in the mirror, a lot of times you'll get made fun of. But dudes have Venuses too, right? But women are more supported in being Venusian because Venus is what makes it, what attracts us. It's attractive, you know. But Mars is more active. I'm gonna go get it. Venus does something to draw it towards us. The law of attraction, that's Venus. If we have strong, like positive feelings about something, we attract it to us. That's Venus.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Messages from the universe with Ricky Williams.
Hell yeah. you being here is a law of attraction somehow. It all manifested itself over years and years.
Amen to that. Good work. Seriously. Seriously.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on, Ricky, because we know you got a million things to do all the time and you're in high demand. So we appreciate the time you spend on the show here. Everyone was super hyped that you were coming on today.
No, it's real though. You know, I feel like when we first met, you know, I drove by the old middle school. Like where you are is like a block and a half from my first girlfriend who took my virginity. So it was like memories.
Yeah.
In the backyard, astrology, smoking. That was the life.
Think you'd never be back in that neighborhood again? Like that specific part of it, you know what I mean?
Never.
Right?
I used to run up and down that street with garbage bags on to cut weight for wrestling. So it was cool.
Yeah, and every time that I was going to the bank, I passed right by the baseball field for Patrick Henry. So every time, Ricky Williams stomping ground right there.
Yep.
Yeah, someone asked earlier because they were talking about the baseball because we're in baseball season now. You got drafted by the Phillies, and did you play with Jimmy Rollins?
Yeah, I played with J-Ro, and we played in Kannapolis.
Nice.
You know, and Jimmy taught me that I wasn't a baseball player. That's what he taught me. You know, because I never met anyone that loved the game that much. And I said, I don't love baseball as much as he does. This is not for me. I mean, he would wake up. It was like Little League. He'd wake up because minor league baseball, you play every day. You know,
yeah.
It's like I would go to the clubhouse hoping my name wasn't in the lineup sometimes. You know, I need off days and off seasons and shit. J-Ro, man, he'd wake up every morning like ready, like a little kid ready to go to the park. It was a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah. He's the man. He was great to watch too. So yeah, someone brought that up a little bit earlier. I was like, we're going to ask him about that. So yeah, I didn't know if the years aligned. And, but yeah, it was right before he got called up, right? Pretty much.
Well, I was there when he was drafted out of high school.
Yeah.
So he was drafted out of high school. So I was with him he was 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
His first year.
Nice. Last question before you get out of here. Any draft prospects that you're looking forward to seeing the leap to the next level? And it doesn't have to be Bijan. We're all kind of
he's the obvious one.
Yeah.
I think the quarterback position for me is probably the most interesting. So I'm curious to see these quarterbacks.
Have you ran any of their charts, like the top 5 guys?
You know, it's hard to get accurate birth time. We need to figure out something. We need to figure out a way to get birth times, because without birth times, you can't really. With birth times, you can really understand the strength of the planets, and right. I think that's going to be more telling than signs of like who's going to do what. Really are the planet.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out some kind of system to start getting guys' birth times.
Yeah, and now the wheel.
Honestly, I'm just thinking out loud here. If we could come up with some kind of like program where we're like really utilizing this information, you know, we could like.
That's what I was thinking. Needs to be some kind of app, and it's really getting. It's really getting to these guys before they even get into the NFL, right? I mean, getting guys info when they're in college, maybe even some of the top prospects when they're in high school or things like that. I mean, because those guys should be able. I mean, now with social media and everything, it should be easy to find, you know, guys like that.
You know what? I might have someone on my team on social media, because all the guys are on social media. Yeah. If I hit them in the DMs, that's easy.
Yeah.
You know? So I might have someone just use my Insta and just see how many birthdays they can collect. Thank you. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
and it is cool too because you're Ricky, so it's like people be like, hell yeah, here's my birthday. You know what I mean? Like, it's like That's awesome.
Yeah, because this is something that for gamblers and fantasy football alike, I mean, this is something that we're all going to be interested in. But yeah, like you said, without those birth times, it almost makes it incomplete.
It's too incomplete. But I think we can do this. With birth times, I'm telling you, we put our heads together, we can come up with something really cool.
Yeah, I remember all my kids' birth times. Mom, I know you're watching.
Make sure to remind you.
You weren't like going through labor though. Like
because then maybe I can go find. I know I got my birth certificate somewhere.
That's it. That's the key, the birth certificate.
Yeah, I gotta find it. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, we know you got to get going, Ricky. We appreciate you, and definitely, I'm link you up with Ellis Greens, and we'll be talking about this app as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on,
Ricky.
Yeah. See you guys next time.
I'll see you on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's the universe for you.
Yeah. So that was awesome to hear. That was awesome to hear. I mean, we got a lot of cool stuff there. A lot of cool stuff.
I mean, you know what's crazy? Because he opened talking about like when he was doing that talk, and how it was like he was kind of like it was like like a preacher in the choir.
Yeah, but I'm pissed about that too because I'm not pissed, but like I found out about this literally the day that it was going to happen, and had I known about this, but this seems like I guess the only organization it seems like the normal, NO, whatever it is, but like the weed organization or whatever, but kind of like that where they have like monthly meetings and it's networking and all types of shit like that. So I think I am going to go join this community.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I gotta go find out the exact time I was born.
Yeah.
It's all of, they always say it's the universe is inside us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny. You said nice interview, guys. Yeah. It's cool with Ricky because it's just like a smooth flowing, convo. And he's interested in what we're doing too. Like you heard it, that Ricky Williams is going to be in one of our fantasy leagues.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Check this out. You know what I mean?
And he said he's picking Bijan in the first round. Which Bijan is going to go in the first round, right? Of these redraft leagues. I mean,
yeah.
Well, okay, be a landing spot for him not to go.
Right? Okay, Eagles, first rounder.
Yeah, for sure. No question.
He's not going. He's going in like the 2-3 turnaround if he ends up on one of those shitty teams. Like say
in a super flex, but single QB.
Okay, what if like this won't happen? But like, what if like the Titans draft him or something?
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't happen, but yeah, see that would be shit.
You know what I mean? Like
they'd have to move Derrick Henry for us to be
excited. And then okay, let how about that? No,
real soon.
How excited? Let's play that game. How excited are you? First round or not? Tennessee Titans, and there's no Derrick Henry.
If there's no Derrick Henry, yes.
First round, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, some of these are gonna be easy, but like say the unprecedented Vikings, shocking.
If Dalvin Cook isn't there, big yes.
Yeah, I mean, he'd probably, you know what I mean.
I mean, he could be a cap casualty before the fucking draft for all we know.
Okay. I mean,
yeah, Office Depot, you the man. He said,
it's always going to be first round. Eagles, Cowboys, Bills.
Yeah.
Like
what teams could he get moved to where we don't like him in the first round?
Right? Ravens get him. Fucking.
Yeah, Dino said that. What about 26th with the Cowboys? He ain't falling to 26. You guys would have to jump up. I'm telling you, if the Eagles don't take him, they're going to trade away that spot for Bijan. They're going to get something. What?
Texans at 12 is ugly. Like it's all muggedy. Is that a word?
No, like Dameon Pierce. I mean, I've said it.
Yeah,
like,
or fourth round draft capital is nothing. Ain't forget about it.
Yeah, nothing to move on from him or leave him as like the secondary back. Like
first round. I mean, rookie QB, rookie running back. I can see that.
Johnny said Seattle barf. Nah, man. I mean, they've improved their line, and like, if he was the guy like over there,
yeah, with Ken Walker for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, I
Ken
don't
Walker
know.
probably be the lead at first too.
Yeah, because they run so much, they could support two backs like that. And you would assume that if he's taking
Seattle, first round if he goes to Seattle.
It's probably barely, but
I end up getting Ken Walker late. That's me all day.
I would too. I'm not saying okay. So I think he goes in the first round. Not necessarily would I take him in the first round.
I'm asking what you do because I was like, okay. Because I'm just thinking like, there's you know what though?
Because I don't think I'm gonna pay up for him.
You're not taking him in the first round.
Because I'm not gonna. I'm probably not. I probably won't be in a position.
First rounder, you're taking him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but see, he probably wouldn't even last far enough for me to take him.
Right.
Because like there's other guys that I'd probably take over him.
Well, take the gamble though. I like fun.
Yeah. We have a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of leagues, so I mean, I will be taking some chances, here and there. Because like when we do our best ball in August, how about that? Because we're still going to be doing best ball drafts in August. He'll be a first rounder in those best balls. People will be taking shots left and right. People are getting them the cheapest right now that they're going to be able to get them. Like after the draft happens, you're not going to be able to get him in the third round of any of these best ball drafts. He's been going in some of these because of the QBs going like crazy in the first two rounds.
I took Gibbs like the 10th round or something like that.
And yeah, Dennis said, I'm with Uncle Crispy. I want in that league if Ricky joins. Yeah, and we'll figure it out. It's going to be like a certain tier of like Patreon 420 crew members that you got to be on to get into that one. Because who knows? I mean, that one we may even do where like people like because I got a bunch of signed jerseys, and I was even thinking like maybe like one of the leagues is no money involved. You pay for the buy-in, but there's like 3 signed jerseys. Whoever's top 3 finishes, you get a signed jersey and make it good ones.
I like it.
Yes, that'd be cool, right? And I do got a Ricky jersey that could be in there. We still got his Longhorns one. That one would be a cool one, right? To like have as like the ultimate prize in that Ricky league.
It's for the Universal Championship.
Because I think I think he just knows that how big fantasy football is really getting.
No, but see, it's also Universe B.
We're making it cool. We're making it cool for him too. That's what it is.
B, like we're not when he first linked up with you, but when he went to go do the reading, right?
Yeah.
He's like, damn, like you know what I mean. That's why I was like, damn, you ever think that you would ever be there again? He's like, you know what I mean? Like, cause that's what I mean. Okay, how about this? Do you have to pull off and is it like into the neighborhood? Like, is it one of them streets?
No. So it's on a main street. So he would have had to
theoretically drive by it.
So like where he said he had to make a turn to like go to the junior high. I mean, it's literally a quick left, like a very short street, and then a right. Just like any type of like that, and then that's just where the school is. And then
I remember my dad, right? When I was a kid, my dad, we would like be in a certain neighborhood. He'd be like, like a certain other side of the east side, or the other part of the east side. He'd be like, "Oh, let's go over here off of King. I'm going to show you our old house when you were born." You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, kid, like, oh, like, it's boring. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. When you're a kid, you don't give a fuck about it.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, even like
it could be the most nostalgic shit to us or our parents. Like, we didn't give a fuck about it as kids. I try to tell Noble about like, things that I think are cool and nostalgic. He's like, yeah, I don't care.
Right. I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy now. It's crazy.
Yeah, because now we're that age, right? And let's smoke it up. Dennis says 420 somewhere. Let's smoke it up, fellas. Yeah. And Tina said, you taking Bijan won't be too king in the first round. People will grab CMC, JTT, or Barkley first unless Barkley don't play. We'll see. Well, it all depends on we'll revisit that when we get Bijan's landing spot. How about that? Because all that's subjective right now.
Barkley's gonna play. You know me. I always make grandstands on things I feel I'm
sure. He said he didn't say he wasn't gonna sign it. He just said he wasn't gonna sign it before whatever off-season workouts start happening.
Yeah, because he's just gonna chill. He doesn't have to do none of that, right?
Yeah. All the voluntary work and all the voluntary OTAs and all that shit. He's not going to go do that.
Nope.
That's pretty much what that means.
Yeah. and then he might even fuck around and sign that fucking what is it called? That $12 million a year. So because his agent might be like, listen, bro, you're gonna be there for two more years. And that's the decision though, because it's like, man, the age when that he'll be 27. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not really getting you're definitely not getting a bag at that point, but yeah, I mean, people, are you even going to get a 2-year deal, at that point?
I mean, shit, he'll get them 1-year things.
Because see, really, that's what it is. It's like the teams don't want to give, like, making it a 4-year with like half the money guaranteed versus like a 2-year all guaranteed. It just leaves them more leeway to like, release someone or not give up that much money, right? Somehow. It's like over the amount of time or some shit like that.
I want all the money.
And PB and Waivers said, Bogey, you feel like Elijah Mitchell will hinder CMC?
No. They should. They're supposed to. It's designed to keep them all fresh. I expect 15 to 18 attempts on the ground on average for a CMC. I say average because you could have those games where it's like he's really feeling it, and then Shanahan, he's that type of guy. Go get back in there, Like, you know what I mean? And you might have 25 carries. You know what I mean? But Elijah Mitchell's there to clean up after CMC then whooped everybody up and tired everybody out. That's just how it works. You know what I mean? Sometimes that'll happen in the same drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's just that's what sucks is that, like, it might be like, a 2nd and 3, and then boom, Elijah Mitchell in the backfield. You know what I mean? CMC, and then, you know what I mean? And then CMC is on the sideline, and Elijah Mitchell presses one to the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that happens. You know what I mean? It just be like he might only get 8 touches, 12 touches, because that's what that role usually gets. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so.
See, Kidda said it right there. I might take Bijan over JT and then Saquon, depending on his landing spot. Yeah, I mean, he's so hyped right now, like without the landing spot, that if he goes to somewhere that makes us get more excited, like, yeah, he's going to be drafted as like a top 5 running back almost, like top 7 running back. Like, that's where like the hype is already going for him with a great landing spot.
I mean, like, I was envisioning like back into the first round, and then you're like, yo, nah, higher than that. I'm like, yeah, he's right, bro. You're like mid-first, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, really, it's like in these super flex leagues, maybe he goes at the end of the first, but yeah, if it's like a single QB league, like, man, he might go top 6, 7.
You know what's crazy about super flex this year? There's so many young QBs that that you could have, like, some dart throw third QBs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even fourth, if you know what I mean, if you're wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Play that game and then you have trade chippers. That's probably the only type of, like, I never go into drafts like, oh, I'm gonna draft this extra player to make a trade. But in Superflex, when you get that 4th QB, you're like, hell yeah. Flipping it. Somebody and give me what I want. And I'm never trying to flip my best ones neither, you know what I mean? Because you wait for desperation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Office Depot said Pacheco is starting to sketch me with McKinnon unsigned still.
You mean like, listen, I'm very excited for Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, usually sketch doesn't mean good. So, yeah, what do you mean by that? Like,
he's gone. He's a Super Bowl champ now, so he might be feeling type of way and he wants some money. Jared McKinnon's not going to come back. You know what I mean? If he does, it'll be for the low, and it's not going to be. He's a veteran. It won't be until like training camp ish. You know what I mean? So you didn't have to go through all those fucking OTAs bullshits, and you know what I mean. But even if he's back, I'm not even tripping, bro. Isaiah Pacheco, like, it's gonna be Matt Nagy as the OC. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're still gonna have Andy Reid calling the plays, but like whenever it's Matt Nagy, bro, he's all about having installments for the run game. You know what I mean? And which is crazy is because you have a Patrick Mahomes, but I just like it's Matt Nagy. This is what that's going to be part of his contribution to the game plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like they're going to become a run first team, not at all like that. But I'm saying like, you know, all those McKinnon little 8 totes and shit, 6 totes, like, you know, they're not doing all that now. Like all that on the ground is going to Pacheco because he could pass pro and he could catch the ball. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be like Kareem Hunt ish. And he's faster than Kareem Hunt. This guy runs a 4.3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember Kareem Hunt used to kill that wheel route.
Yeah.
Nasty. Patrick Mahomes took Kareem Hunt on that wheel route. Nasty, bro.
Hell yeah.
And don't sleep on Pacheco's hands. He can run routes and he has hands.
Oh man, what are the Chiefs gonna do with their picks? Because I mean, all that could be over if they draft a running back in the first couple rounds.
If they do, it would be like say.
Hopefully, I'm hoping they don't. Just for clarification,
I think they
do not.
I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire already fucked that up for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they go and the 2 Super Bowls they won were look at the runs they had. Damian Williams, undrafted guy, came over from the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was undrafted, but I know he wasn't a high draft capital guy if he was. Then you had, and he would, you know, arguably could have been the MVP if it wasn't Patrick Mahomes willing him back from double-digit deficits against my Niners.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then look at their other run. To the Super Bowl loss to the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? It was a committee. You know what I mean? Clyde, Lev Bell, fucking a double barrel Daryl. You know what I mean? Fucking and Shady McCoy, right?
Yep.
He was there. You know what I'm saying? Fucking. Yep. Then you know they win it last year, and it was, you know what I'm saying?
And who is this? This Heart to Start Kev in here. What up, bro? He said, Bogey, what you smoking on?
I'm smoking on that finally. And hey, Ricky, hey, bro, I haven't texted you yet because I was on the show, but we just had Ricky on here. Hey, what, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I've already been working behind the
Okay, yeah. You know what I mean?
And Kev, I'm smoking on the finally right now, too. I still got a couple nugs of it left, you know, just, yeah.
You can tell it's finally by the white ash of the
And what did he call it? It's a boysenberry. What did he call it? What did Sticky call it? It's I guess we know multiple stickies now. What?
Yeah. What was it?
It was like a boysenberry something.
Boysenberry
cheesecake. Boysenberry cheesecake. That's what it was.
What a raspberry drizzle or some shit. He says the raspberry reduction.
And Alvis Depot said, also Zeke returning to the Cowboys sketches me for Pollard's sake. Pollard is just one of those guys I'm just not touching, especially for Dynasty. You know, he just goes too high, and he's on his 1-year franchise tag, but who knows what the hell happens after that. Because he's usually not staying healthy either. So, I mean, if he gets hurt, like, at all. I mean, he got hurt, like, right at the end of the season. Like, for them. Like, he gets hurt again. Like, I mean, his value is just tanking.
It's funny because here's the bag that I got from Kev, right? Right when I open it, I fucking rip it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Put it in another bag.
In a bigger one, yeah. Gotta keep it fresh though. That's really sure.
I gotta clean the jar. That's what it really gonna do.
Tino, the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Let's see. Well, shit. I mean, yeah, we really don't even have. We don't even have too much other news to talk about. Why don't we just get to the? Why don't we get to the raffle?
Yeah.
How about that? Let me.
Are you ready? That was your point. I said.
I said. So funny, fucking Triple H. My name is the game. All right.
Oh, he got fired? Or not fired, he got relegated.
He got what?
Relegated.
Oh man, because of the new because of all the shit that's happening with the what's it called? the UFC holding company, whatever. I don't even know what the name of the company is called. I cannot remember, but it's the company that owns UFC.
Premier.
What's that holdings company, everybody? What's the holdings company that owns UFC that just bought the WWE? Here we go. Showing all the entries. Get your last second entries in right now.
We'll get you 5 entries if you get us that answer. I want to know. Give the bid that thing.
There you go. Made it to the top. Let's make it all the way back down to the bottom. Just in case there's any extra entries before we do this. And this is for the Miami colors.
Okay.
Of the signed Ricky Williams joint.
The signed thing. You know what I mean? Ricky Vouch. You know what I mean? The Ricky.
It wasn't the smoking bowls and hitting holes or anything like that. Maybe we got to figure out what he charges for something like that and go buy a bunch of these jerseys and then have them for the crew.
Shit, I want one for the motherfucking. I want him to just say, Bogey One Kenobi, may the force be with you. Just have that on my fucking wall, B.
Yeah, Kev said Sticky review was hella funny. Yeah, Sticky's a savage.
Right out the gate, this motherfucker goes. He goes, look at this is my name. Remember, he's like, here's my ID. This is my name. then like, right, Kev, he wasn't even out the room. He just turned his back and then he goes, I'm gonna steal his weed one day. Watch. Yeah, he just met him.
Oh man. And Tino said Endeavor. Yep. And then Derek said that. Yep. Endeavor is the name of the company.
Okay, I was way off.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
I was not anywhere in the ballpark.
All right. Here we go. You guys ready? We're gonna see the name pop up on the right. Drum roll, please.
Oh, don't forget to put the whoever got it right first.
Oh yeah, Tino got it right first.
You never know. Roll the dice. Get my
Tino trivia in there. There we go. And Tino said, "Save my points, Huss. I'm trying to go to space with Bogey." All right.
You're in enough space points.
Here we go. I'm gonna smoke this bowl. We're gonna click the randomize.
And I bet you Tino. Hey Tino, I'll tell Steve to come through. I bet you Steve will be like, I'll just tell him I live right next to a casino. Yeah, I live right by the sky.
Is our man Kidda. And it was for his box break entries. Kidda.
Hey.
Kidda with the Ricky jersey.
Yeah. Wow.
Hell yeah. Kidda, you the man. Thanks for supporting the journey. Thanks to everybody else who was playing. And let's see. Kidda getting that Sticky Ricky jersey. All right, let's see. We got to get in.
Give a card away. Let's give a card away.
No, we got to. No, I'm trying to look and see what's going to be the next thing.
Okay.
That we do here.
So let's give someone a consolation. A constellation prize.
Let's see. How about? Let me pull it up. Let me see. Who do we got over here? Yeah, you know what? How about this? Hold on, let me see. Because you're right, Bogey. There shouldn't just be one winner. There should be two winners.
Let's give something away. Hey, Oprah be giving away hella shit, man.
Hold on. I got something cool that every
as big as Oprah or what?
I got something that every member of the 420 crew would be excited about.
Okay.
It's only the dopest grinder in the game. The flour mill.
I need that.
It's like an $80 grinder. It is the dopest grinder in the game.
Hey, how many you got left?
Got a couple left.
Okay, let me buy one off you, man. Not for the 80 though, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Come on. All right.
With the cards or something.
You ready? Everybody ready? Kidda cannot win this twice. So if it comes up on Kidda's name somehow, we'll reshuffle it.
I mean,
here we go. You guys ready? Let's get another one here.
Are you ready?
Minnesota Marty, and it's for being a Patreon member. All right, 420. Oh, man.
Come on down.
And Marty said, hey, no way. Hell yeah, bro.
Dreams do come true.
Hell yeah.
Let's get it.
Hell
Sweet.
Yeah. All right.
There you go. Double puns.
Super dope. All right, let's see here.
Are we, we ain't done yet?
No, we're done. We're done for now.
Oh, okay.
We're done for now, but no, I want to announce the next.
You got hella shit. Don't give me drama. Give hella shit away.
Hold on.
I ain't drank in a minute too. You know what I'm saying? Wait till you get in the crib. Actually, I'm lying. I drank on Saturday. Or no, was it on Friday?
Hold on. Yeah, the next because we're gonna do another raffle, right? Maybe at the beginning or middle of the NFL draft here. And hold on, I got something cool here that everyone. This is just going to be the first one. I think we're going to do like two things in here. But how about a signed Frank Gore jersey?
Oh, okay. Frank.
And it's the Niners edition, Niners colors.
The immortal one.
Yeah.
It's the only one edition.
Yeah.
You mean?
There we go. So that'll be one of the raffle items that we do for the draft. You guys better be here with us.
I had to show my gang colors for a reason. I was like, let me get the gang colors out.
Man, and you know what? So I'm going to Vegas Comic-Con.
Okay.
It's the same weekend. It's the weekend of the draft too. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I had to buy the 3-day pass because because of the stupid ticket fees. It's like more expensive to buy Saturday and Sunday than it is to buy the 3-day pass. So we just did that. And so yeah, we'll be doing things around the NFL draft, but it starts on Thursday, if I'm correct. And I think Thursday's round one.
Yeah, I thought you meant in August. I was like, oh shit.
No. The NFL draft. The
famous Fred Flintstones.
No, the NFL draft.
2 places at one time.
No. The NFL draft, not August. Nothing is conflicting with August. No.
You feel me?
Texan Stevie said burn that Gore jersey. Well, how about this? How about if you win this?
Well, listen, man, hold on, man. What you got against Frank the Tank, man? Is it because he's greatness?
So how about this? How about if you win, Texan Stevie, you can trade it in for Earl Campbell. How about that?
Hey, listen, man. If he wins, he can give it to me.
And Tino said, "Where's the draft again this year in Vegas?" No, it's in KC
City.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be cool if it was here every year in Vegas. I mean, it was cool to be a part of that shit. Being there and seeing it.
Why they can't do it because they got to book it in advance. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, it's like really, it's like the Super Bowl, right? Where people are cities are putting in bids, on it and shit. Because like that, I think they said last year that the draft it brought over like 1 million tourists there, like just in that week or whatever it was. So like whatever it is, it's like the city's gonna get a crazy boom,
It was like the old days, the old bad days.
And Tino said it'd just be cooler if he won and burned it instead.
You know, that would be kind of awesome though.
That'd
Like
be pretty savage.
and then torched it, bro, because that is a real troll.
Oh man.
I'm just saying though, right? Like, don't just be a regular troll. Be like the one, like, listen, bro. Hey, here's the link. Look, watch my video. Click the link. Click the link. There ain't funny. Click the link. Fuck Frank Gore, man. Shit's on fire and shit. You know what I mean? Come on. Just saying. Or you can give it to me.
There we go. And Tech and Stevie said, I'm giving Bogey hell about his Niners. I know. Everybody does.
Hey, you know what I'm do? If he wins it, right? Give it to me. No, throw it in the dirt and then give it to me. I'll frame it and it's game worn.
There we go.
There we go. You know, it just sounds better. Why is it all dirty, bro? Because you weren't in the game.
And make sure you guys come back here in an hour and a half. We got the box break going down. So we got 2 of the Panini Prism Blaster boxes, and we got a 2021 edition of Panini Prestige pack. And yeah,
Shabla
is going to be real dope. The Prisms were super, super dope that we got last week, and we did the what's it called, the Illusions pack. We're going to be coming back with those, and I'm working on getting a big Contenders box, and that's one that's one that has 5 autographs in each box. So we're just going to work on keep building up and getting more of these autos and shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Tina said I go to Vegas all the time, office, and it seems like it's more of a golden night town. I mean, I think it's probably because of everyone's what's it called, their license plates, because everyone has those golden night fucking license plates.
So it's just a city of bandwagoners thing, right? Because why not, right? Because that first year they won that thing.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they knocked out the Sharks, right, to get there?
I think so.
Something like that.
I think so.
Is it like Knight?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like if it was the Knights, bruh. Vegas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make some noise for your Vegas Knights!
Pew, 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 pew.
That's what I thought it was.
And yeah, Bakeslaw said, don't forget to fill those best ball leagues, motherfuckers. We still got 4 spots in the Family Matters Fast Draft, and we got 3 spots left in the Dazed and Confused Slow Draft. And actually, Sticky Picky told me that he wanted in the Dazed and Confused. So actually, we only have 2 spots left in the Slow Draft.
The halftime show of the Las Vegas Knights, man. They come out, and they're on roller skates on the ice, and it's baddies. Hella thoughts. Give it up for the halftime thoughts.
And Texan Stevie said, Bogey, I want your thoughts on where Lamar's going.
Back to Baltimore now.
Just because of OBJ? You think OBJ makes a difference?
I said this the other day. Is that like he's eventually going to play under this franchise tag, and he gets 1 year with a 1 year OBJ, and looks like they're just like, hey, come on, Lamar, hey, what do you say? Let's go over my shot. Hey. You know what I mean?
Nice. All right. Stevie said he's going to get into one. Which one? The fast draft or the slow draft? And Kidda said, come on, where are my fast drafters? Yeah, I mean, the slow drafts have been filling faster.
Which one am I
in? Neither one of those.
Oh, what? The slow ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you're asking which ones you're in now?
No, I mean, the next ones. I want to jump. If there's a slow ones in it, if there's a slow ones, then I want a piece of it.
The Dazed and Confused. That's the slow one that we're we're filling.
Yeah. Put me down. See, I want to be Matthew McConaughey, but he's kind of creepy.
Yeah, he already got taken. You got to get in there and see. I don't pick my guys first. I let everyone else pick.
You know, you're right. You know what? If anything, I'll be the little kid that got whooped, whatever his name is, man.
Man, that's like my least favorite character.
Yeah, nobody will pick him.
A goofy looking motherfucker.
Yeah, and because when I win it, or if I win it, I don't want to jinx things. if I win, my face is hot, man. What's the dude that got his ass kicked, man?
And Stevie, so we don't know when the fast draft is. It depends on when it fills, but we only got 4 spots left. So it's usually we usually start it at 8 o'clock Eastern time, whatever day it ends up filling up.
Shit, I might be able to. Oh yeah, actually, there's gonna be plenty more to go as far as fast, because because ideally I like the fastest better anyway. You know what I mean? I can't commit to any fast and be like, I get a shitty draft because I'm doing something. You know what I mean? For the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we'll be back in like an hour and a half. We got the box break, so we'll see you guys there. Peace out, everybody.
Arriba!
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.